And a good spiritual morning to you once again. I'm Father Cosmas. Thanks for joining me today for a quick chat and, of course, our morning cup of coffee. And last night, we had our second pre-sanctified liturgy. We have them most Wednesdays during the fast as an opportunity for people to take communion more frequently because, of course, we're all fasting. We're trying to refocus our life on Christ during Great and Holy Lent. So it's not enough to just receive on Sundays. We have a chance to receive on Wednesdays, and some parishes Fridays. If you go to a monastery, they have pre-sanctified all week long. And it got me thinking about, this opportunity to receive communion because it's Lent, which is wonderful. Then I sort of realized there are a lot of people not taking communion on Sundays, let alone are they taking it on Wednesdays. And that's something that I wanted to touch on. And in two circumstances. The first case is people not coming to church, right? So if you're not coming to church by default, you ain't taking communion because you can't. And that's a problem, so why is that happening? And a lot of reasons. Well, life happens, right? COVID happened, things are going on. Before you know it, a few weeks turns into a few months, and we haven't been, and we got busy. Someone gets sick, we traveled, we missed some weeks. And then all of a sudden it becomes a little longer than we would like. It's 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. And then it's sort of, how do I go back? Because if I go back, people are going to notice that I haven't been there. Maybe even the priest is going to notice that I haven't been there. People are going to notice. Then when I come back, they're going to, I'm embarrassed. I feel a little guilty. I don't know what they're going to say about me. I don't want them gossiping about me. I don't want them judging me. So a few months, 6 becomes a few years. And before you know it, it's 4 or 5 years and we haven't been to church. And I tell people like that when I talk to them, and they say, well, Father, I don't want people judging me because I haven't been around. And I say, well, you don't think the people that come to church every week aren't judging each other? We're all tempted to judge each other and gossip about each other. And have you never belonged to a family? That's what families do. The temptation is there. We're not supposed to, but we're tempted to do that. The reality is recognize that's just part of life. And you know what? Don't worry about that. Don't feel embarrassed. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel like you're going to be gossiped about or be judged. More often than not, people are just going to be so happy to see you, they're going to be overwhelmed. And they're going to come and say, wow, we miss you. It's great to see you. But really, it's not about you and them, right? It's not about you and the community in general and what people are going to say or think. It's about you and God. It's about being reconciled to God. It's about knowing God is always standing there waiting for you. He's always inviting you. He's always waiting for you to come back. And it feels good to come back. So you kind of have to just humble yourself, bite the bullet, be strong, and take that first step and say, yeah, I haven't been in a while, but you know what? I want to go. And ultimately, why? Well, because if you haven't been to church in years, you haven't taken communion in a long time. And that's a problem for us in the spiritual life. We need that medicine of immortality. We need communion. We need His body and blood for our forgiveness of sins. We should be receiving it when we can. The second case is for people that are coming. Yes, they're coming to church basically every week or almost every week. But for some reason, they never take communion. They never receive communion on Sundays. Forget about on Wednesdays. They never take it, period. 3, 4 times a year. And when I talk to them, they say, well, Father, I don't feel right taking it every week. I don't feel worthy. Or I take it very seriously. Therefore, I don't feel like I should be, I prepare very seriously. And so a couple of things on those 2 points. You're never going to be worthy, doesn't matter what you do, because the priest doesn't give you communion and say, axios, worthy. He gives you communion and says, for the forgiveness of sins. There's an assumption you're sinning. That's why you need the communion. So don't try to, wait to sort of get ready to take communion by removing all of your sin. That's like taking a shower to take a bath. It doesn't, need to get clean to do that. You're going there to be cleansed. So you're never going to be worthy, right? Just realize you're not worthy, and that's why you need the communion, number one. Number two, this false piety of, well, I prepare very strictly and I take it very seriously, so that's why I only take it 3 or 4 times a year. And that's wonderful. So I fast all week and I pray and I do all these things. Great. 3 or 4 weeks a year. The other 48 weeks or 47 weeks, what you doing? Whatever you want. That's not very pious or very serious. It's harder to struggle to try to take it seriously every single week. And if that means you have to lower your expectation of that a little bit so that you can receive more often, you should be doing that. Try to receive communion. It's important. And especially now, in Great and Holy Lent. These are the Sundays. These are the days. Come back to church. Don't worry about all of the other stuff. Just say, you know what? It's about me, my family. It's about us. It's about God. And we want to come to His house. Forget about what people say and think. We're going to just come back and we're going to try because we want to receive communion. And if we are coming regularly, these are the Sundays I need to make sure I'm ready to come up and to receive Holy Communion. I need that. I need His strength. I need His grace. I need His forgiveness. And I need that each and every day. Amen.